Good morning and welcome to the breakfast broadcast. I'm going to be eating breakfast today and talking about it. Today the topic of discussion is going to be nothing. So I guess we got a lot to talk about. A whole lot of nothing. For coffee this morning, I've got a I think it's a light roast, True North blend. Fairly tasty. Bear with me a moment here. I'm gonna set up my broadcast on another platform. Let me see here. So we are talking about nothing. And I can't do more than one thing at once in the morning, especially not before I've had breakfast. It's so hard for me to type this in and talk about different things at the same time. Alright, breakfast broadcast is what I'm typing. That makes it a little bit easier. Hashtag let's talk, yeah? Yeah, let's do that. Alright, if you want to find me on the other platforms, you can Google me at FknzLm for the most part, and hopefully that works. Otherwise, you can find the links in the video description. Or if you're on Periscope, you can go to my Twitter, and then from Twitter you can find my other... Periscope's new, it's a pain in the ass, but I do like it a lot. I actually predicted, well, it was pretty obvious years ago that something like Periscope was going to come out and be centered more around live streaming and real live streams, real people. But yeah, I'm supposed to be talking about nothing here. So my cereal, which is a mix of a bunch of things. And yeah, nothing. What is nothing? Nothing is a lot of things, but at the same time, it's absolutely nothing. I mean, even having a word for nothing goes way too far. And to be nothing, you have to have nothing in relation to something else. So for there to truly be nothing, then you just... And that's about it right there. To me, nothing is almost like just letting go of everything, just... Ooh. Slow motion this side. Ooh. Something like that, just nothing, just right there, in the moment. That, to me, is part of what nothing is. Nothing, according to Google, is not anything, no single thing, having no prospect of progress, of no value, not at all. For images of nothing, you can see there's quite a few of them here. We have a lot of nothings, including the word nothings. A lot of nothings, including black space or white space. Now, if there really was nothing, imagine a state of everything where there is nothing. Just nothing. So there's no darkness because that would require something. There's no light because that would require something. There is just nothing. To me, when that happens, eventually you're going to have something happen. So from nothing comes something. And most of the time, I bet you that something will be pretty close to nothing. Maybe a hint of a spark, a glimmer, a whisper. But eventually that spark would catch flames and create everything. To me, everything comes from nothing. And once we get tired of everything, we go back to nothing again for a little while. And I feel like my life is a little bit like this too. During the day especially, I've got so much shit on my plate. At nighttime there's a lot more nothing and I feel more serene. What do y'all think about nothing? What is nothing to you? Is nothing something that can be even tangibly known of? Is it completely subjective? Is there even a possibility of having nothing? Because it requires something for there to be nothing. I'm lost for thoughts as to what to say next. All this talk about nothing has left me speechless, with nothing to say. I hope you're all having a good day. My goal with the breakfast broadcast is to help people wake up in the morning and help me wake up as well. It fires my mind up in a completely different way to eat breakfast with the world and to be thinking about shit like this. I really don't know what I'm going to be doing with this, but I do appreciate chilling out with y'all and eating my breakfast. Thank you so much for joining me. This Uber cereal is excellent today. I added extra oats. I tuned down the sugar in it a little bit, and it's getting pretty tasty. One thing I think that's interesting about nothing is our perception of reality. Our perception of reality is something that we spent our entire lives training ourselves to believe as real, as what's in front of us. But when we're babies, we don't perceive anything close to the reality we see now. When we're kids, we don't. We basically invent a world that makes sense to us so that we can make sense of the world. So everything we look at in the world, we generally have an idea of what it's like, what it feels like, what it tastes like, because we trained ourselves to be that way. So when we look in front of us, we see this corporal world of physical objects that you can touch and you can see, but the science of it is that it's all just vague electrical fields being interpreted by your brain to be something far more than what it actually is. The universe is a great big nothing until you open your eyes and look at it, and then the dream becomes what you believe is your reality. Thank you for joining me on this morning's episode of the Breakfast Broadcast. I hope to see you all again in the future. I'll be broadcasting most days, Monday to Friday. You can catch me at CX Damon or Christopher Michael S.